Welcome to Black Belt Beauty Radio, a podcast fueled by a passion to support your journey in developing your most beautiful and optimal performance in life. Each episode is driven with the intention to elevate your mind. When we elevate our mind, we elevate our life. So get ready. It's time to rise. Hey, you guys, before we get started in this week's episode, I want to let you know that I created a free 10-minute kick-ass energy morning ritual for you. The reason why I created this, you guys, is because I know firsthand the power of having time carved out just for myself in the morning where I'm able to get into the highest state of mind, to really get into my body, direct my thoughts, my intention, and get me moving in the direction I want to go throughout the day. Oftentimes, people think it has to be this big production in order for it to be effective. And I'm here to say that is not true. You have no idea how powerful it is to just have even 10 minutes just for you at the start of your day. So let me tell you what this 10-minute morning ritual consists of. First, you get a free 5-minute guided meditation. So I created this very bite-sized meditation to just help you get into a calm state where you're really focusing on your breath and elevating your mindset to be moving in the direction that you desire for the day. This is excellent for those of you who really want to start a meditation practice. Next, you get a PDF action step guide to help fill out the remainder of the 10 minutes with some journal prompts, with some movement suggestions, and I even put some intentional nutrition prompts in there for you. You guys, it's simple and it's attainable, and that's the whole magic to it. This is something that you can really integrate into your life, and I promise you, if you are consistent with this ritual, it is going to help to shift your energy day by day to be moving in the direction that you want. You want to be feeling good on the way to kicking ass with your goals and your mission in life. So check it out right now, blackbeltbeauty.com. It's on the homepage. Put in your email and you will get it immediately sent to your inbox. Don't forget to check your junk email because it likes to land there too. All right, you guys, it's time to get into this week's episode. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Black Belt Beauty Radio. I'm really looking forward to diving into today's subject, confidence, for you guys. It's one of my favorite subjects to speak on. It's one of my favorite subjects to write on, and it's certainly one of my favorite subjects to support on. So game plan for this talk today is to read to you a recent Instagram post caption that I put out that was geared around self-confidence. It did really well. It really got a lot of engagement, really resonated with a lot of people. So I want to tease that caption apart. And I also want to share with you a couple of my personal strategies that I implement to fortify my self-confidence. So I'm going to start with that caption, and it reads as follows. Confidence is one of the most important tools for building a life you love living, because the truth is, this shit is hard. Self-doubt and legitimate obstacles will be constantly attacking your path to greatness. Confidence is a requirement to submit those challenges as they arise and to continuously rise from it. Because let's face it, nothing great has ever been achieved without hard showing up on the path to it. Confidence is a mindset that is fortified when we put it to the test. No handouts, no shortcuts, pure effort, real results. This is where Seek the Fight comes into play. It's not just waiting for the challenges that stand guard at your desires, your growth, and your wins. It's seeking the challenges at will. It's opting yourself into the arena and rising up to the battle with the belief that you can win. It's an act of true self-love that says, I'm worth the fight. That fight could be a healthier lifestyle, a hard conversation to have, assigning healthy boundaries, starting a business, relocating to a new city. It could be a lot of things, and most likely will be. The question is, how will you show up when it arrives on your path? We need proof to own confidence, and that proof must come from you for it to be real. So here's your weekly dose of confidence inspo to seek the fight right now that is standing guard at the next level of your being and of your life, because you're worth it. I'm going to start on that end piece right there. You're worth it. It's really important. Where does self-worth come from, you guys? It comes from self-love. And if anybody, listening or watching is familiar with my 5S formula, this formula for living an empowered life, you know that self-love is the precursor to self-confidence. You're not going to position yourself to be in the arena, to opt in to challenges. And it's going to be that, number one. And number two, it's going to be a lot harder to move through any life challenges coming at you without this feeling of self-worth, right? Self-love. Like you need to feel that you're worth that effort, that you're worth, regardless of the win or lose. It's not about the outcome. It's about being in that moment and going through that challenging process because you know you're worth it. The thing that you want on the other side, you're worth having, right? It's really important. I want to drive that home because I don't know if that many people identify, this force that more often than not is driving an individual either to and through the challenge as self-love. But it really, really is when you think deeper about it, which, I love doing. So leaving that there and kind of moving up the caption a bit, I talk about you need proof to own confidence, and that proof has to come from you for it to be real. So putting emphasis on this idea that anything external that's giving us confidence or we think is confidence, it's to me, it's not real, right? Because if that external thing, let's just say it's your job and, the glory of that job, or it's a person even, if something in that, if that variable changes and your self-confidence that you have been, you've relied on that for your self-confidence, when that variable changes, so does your self-confidence because it wasn't fortified, it wasn't cultivated from within you. The external is great and it has its place, but my point is that for it to be real and for you to really be able to own it with trust, that has to be cultivated from you. How do we cultivate that? Well, this is where seek the fight comes in, right? Opting yourself into challenge is really important, not just waiting for challenge. I mean, look, we know life is fucking hard, period, right? So we're always going to be, facing with some kinds of challenges throughout our life, but we don't want to just be waiting for challenges and then figuring out how to get through them. What helps us to actually get through challenges is knowing that we've been under pressure. We've felt tremendous stress. We haven't had the answers, but we still kept moving to try and find the answers. We've been in hard spots and we have succeeded those hard moments. So I really, really love putting emphasis on seek the fight. This is a philosophy under Black Belt Beauty. And it's really just saying, go for the challenge that stands guard at your ideal win, your growth. Go for it. So I gave examples in this caption. That could be, creating a healthier lifestyle. It's going to be hard to start implementing the nutrition changes, the movement, the training, working out. You're going to have to implement discipline. It's going to be hard to change, but you're worth that effort. And every time you get across the win, like you food prepped another week, you eliminated sugar another week, you stuck to your workout program another week. These are all wins. And these wins 100% help you to feel more confident, right? It's like it's a skill transfer, right? So and that actually, really goes in well with one of the strategies that I implement when I want to fortify my self-confidence. So it's really important to understand that you don't want to just be waiting for challenges to come at you and then try and figure it out. You need to opt yourself in, set yourself up for, these battles, these challenges. It's an act of courage too. So confidence and courage really work together. They go simultaneously. Like you are, because when you think about it, when you're going into battle, when you're facing a fight, I mean, let me just give you a real life experience, like my own life. I have a very grand, beautiful vision for my life. As a path creator, I am creating my unique life day by day, following the instructions of only me, this inner me, my passion, my purpose, my vision, right? And it's fucking hard. It really is. And it's really important to understand that when you're in a position where, like myself, I'm an entrepreneur. I have this big vision. I'm going to be constantly facing battles because I'm stretching myself. I'm putting myself in a highly vulnerable position. I've never been there before, wherever there is the next step, right? So this is always going to poke at my self-confidence, which is why I really need my confidence to be strong to get me through those moments, right? So it's really, really important. I know for the rest of my life, I'm going to continuously be stretching myself to learn more, to get better, to ultimately be living from my fullest potential and continuously be expanding this ultimate vision of my life, right? And so with that also comes this attack on confidence that will just be a part of the process. So courage to be in this vulnerable state is very, very important. And it's going to come, you're going to cultivate more courage when you are opting yourself in with self-confidence to get you through these challenges, right? And another important thing to really put in here is this, you guys. um, you're not as attached to the results. Listen, I want to fucking win all the time, right? Am I winning all the time? No. Today, trust me, you have no idea. Like, I've already faced so many, you know, shortcomings with business and whatever, but I am fucking resilient. I am capable of handling these things because I have evidence of doing it in my past, right? And so it's really, really important to understand that your confidence is going to be constantly under attack as you are on this path of living from your fullest self and achieving greatness in your life. It's just how it works. And so if you understand that this is going to be a constant, then you also understand that you are constantly going to have to put in the reps to fortify your self-confidence, right? There's no period at the end of the sentence. There is a continuous, it's just like going to the gym. You want to make these stronger, you want to make your self-confidence stronger, you have to constantly put yourself in a position to fortify it. You have to test your self-confidence, opt yourself into the challenge with non-attachment to the outcome, and have it be more focused around you, who you are in that challenge, in that process. Sometimes you're going to come up and you're going to win. Other times it's going to take a lot for you to get to the other side. You're going to have to take a lot of punches, not physically unless you're a fighter, but just in life, like shortcomings, things not working out, things of that nature, and you have to keep getting back up and be relentless. You have to know that you can recover. That's a very important piece to put in here. Opting yourself into the challenge is also saying, whatever happens, whatever the outcome is, I know that I can recover and I will be better from whatever experience that offered me. And I'm going to keep getting up and keep going. That's why I love Rocky so much, man. It's like, I really relate to the underdog. I just do. And that really, it just perpetuates, it's just an endless hunger in me to keep fucking going and keep striving and keep getting better in my life, and never quit. Rocky took so many punches, right? But he just kept going. So it's like, everybody channel your inner Rocky. I believe that the vast majority have this, inner Rocky, this inner champion warrior within. So it's really important to understand that you're going to be vulnerable. That vulnerability is going to, really perpetuate courage from you, and the self-confidence piece where you trust that you can recover from whatever the outcome is from that challenge that you are in battle with. That's going to support your ability to be stronger, to be more resilient, and to ultimately have more proof that you can handle challenge. And this fortifies your self-confidence. It really, really does. So just a last bit on the caption. I love the piece right there where it says there's no handouts and there's no shortcuts, pure effort, real results. You guys, you have to be real with yourself in these challenges. You have to, not play the victim. You have to face whatever hard comes with it and do it with integrity. Do it with all your heart. It doesn't matter if you don't get your hand raised at the end. At one point or another, you will, if you keep yourself honest in that battle and keep yourself moving towards that win. I know in my own life, there have been times where I've just, my makeup career is a great example. It took a long time to get to the top 1%. I started in 2008 when we were in an economic shitstorm and gas was $5 a gallon. I just moved, back to LA from California, New York. And, it was just it was a fucking marathon really to get to the top 1%. And you can imagine how much, how many hits I took along the way there, because let me tell you, a freelance career is extremely hard, and a freelance career in a very, very competitive industry is even harder, but I did it. And, another important piece to share is this, my career life is really different these days, right? With Black Belt Beauty and the podcast and all the things underneath Black Belt Beauty. But I turn so often to what I was able to do in those moments that were really hard for me in my makeup career. I turned to the same kind of skill set, right? That, these intrinsic ways about me that allowed me, so mindset, actual tactics and strategies too, some of which I'll share just right after this. But I turned to it. So even though the setting is different, it's a different career, different challenges, but my ability to have gone through the challenges of my makeup career and get to that top percent are also very supportive. These abilities are being applied to my current career life and building my brand and everything within it. And it really has and continues to be very, very supportive, all of which is really fortifying my self-confidence. Like if I could do it back then over there, why can't I do it here? Right? So this is a good segue into some of my actual strategies around building, fortifying self-confidence. Number one, meditation, journaling. I talk about them a lot because they are the strongest pathways for me to get fully in alignment with my highest self. Highest self, what is that? Highest self, the part of me that has self-confidence, self-love, self-awareness, self-trust on lock 24/7, 365. She's not worried about how she's going to get through this because she fucking knows she will. She's already done it, right? I tap into her. And the way I'm able to do this best, again, is meditation and journaling. But I want to really focus on journaling right now for a very specific reason. Reason being, one of my strategies is when I have something looming through my mind that's poking at my self-confidence, maybe I'm standing in a place of uncertainty and I need something. I don't have the answer yet, or I don't have the opportunity yet, or whatever the thing is, right? And so it's playing these thoughts that are making me feel not so confident in the moment. What I like to do with my journal, you guys, is I like to reframe the story from the perspective of an empowered mind, from the perspective of I got this, from the perspective a winner's mindset, right? And like very solution based. And, this also allows creativity to come into play. And why I love journaling, you guys, is because it's not just in my head. It's tangible. Like I'm rolling ink and I'm watching the words and the story come out in front of my eyes. So it's way more sensorial. And that really allows me to feel a deeper connection to this reframe story. And I will tell you, it literally feels like a boost to my self-confidence when I am done writing this out. So if you don't journal yet, I'm inviting you to try this out. And trust me when I say that there's no way that when you get through that story and you really get creative and really write it from this, champion mindset perspective of, I can get through this. This is what, like even, kind of future pace it a bit, like write it as if it's already, you've already won. You've already gotten through it, right? all of that is going to help you move into a deeper state of self-confidence. It really is. It's energy that is, I know it to be very effective in my life. And trust me, again, putting emphasis, my confidence, I'm a very confident woman, but you guys, my confidence is constantly being poked at because I'm constantly putting myself out there, stretching to try and, accomplish these incredible things that I have set my aim on accomplishing. And, I've done a lot of it already in the past. And when I have felt confidence being poked at, this is one of my go-to methods to really fortify that confidence within me. Number two, I get physical. So most of us know that when we change our physiological state, we change our emotional state. Personally, what I like to do in terms of getting physical is I like to do some fucking hard shit. And the reason why is because when we are being challenged in a way, something outside of us is challenging us that we don't have full control over. Like we can't fix it, we can't solve it right away. Opting myself into a physical challenge that I know I can get through, it's going to fucking test me, right? But I know I can get through it, really supports this fortification of self-confidence. So, that could look like, a session of deadlifts, like lifting heavy resistance training. It could be, and often is, a 10K run in the deep sand, either or, and other things as well. But the point is, whatever that physical activity that I'm engaging myself into is, it's fucking hard, right? There's something so powerful about putting yourself in that position to feel yourself under tension, under challenge, supporting yourself, like literally coaching yourself to get through it with self-compassion, love, and getting yourself on the other side, getting yourself into the victory. And that victory could just be the fucking finish of the session. It could be me crossing that 6-mile line, but getting myself across that finish, that is powerful, strong energy that fortifies my self-confidence. It's me telling myself, yes, you fucking can. And it works, man. I'm telling you, it's an emotional shift. It's a psychological shift. It literally reminds me I could do hard shit. I can get through really hard things in my life. And I can do it with resilience. I can do it with composure. I can do it even with grace, right? Really, really powerful. So, think about that next time, because I know sometimes it could be very debilitating when we're under pressure, and we feel a lack of confidence. But this is a great opportunity for you to put yourself into a challenge that you have control of and really make it a challenge, right? And witness yourself going through that challenge. Support yourself to go through that challenge. Get across that finish line and enjoy that fucking energy that reminds you that you are capable, because you are. Number three. Number three is really special. So, being in the act of service to another. Um, I'm sure most of you have individuals in your life that are going through some kind of hard time. I mean, I think this year everybody is facing some sort or several sorts of challenges. And, for me, sure, I coach, so I really do get this opportunity often to help individuals troubleshoot something, a challenge they're going through. But it's a really, I'm sure that all of you can think of somebody in your life that could afford some kind of support, mental, emotional support, help them get through a challenge. I just love this so much because when you, first of all, it's taking a break from yourself, and focusing it on another. You're in an act of service. This is a very, very powerful, energetic action to be in, right? And when you help somebody get through something, or even just, up their emotional state, they're in a funk that day or whatever, and you are able to support them to get through that position, that emotional state, and then you zoom out from that moment and take in this fact that you were able to support somebody going through something hard. You are capable of supporting somebody going through something hard, you can also do it to yourself. We hear that all the time. Like, if I can only do that for me, because you're better able to give some kind of advice or support to another, but it's harder for you to apply it to yourself. Well, the truth is that you really can apply it to yourself. We need proof. We need practice that gives us the proof that you are capable. So I really love this, being an act of service. It really does. And again, I know that I coach, so I really get a lot of opportunity for this. And not even just coach. I mean, truly, like, this has been my whole life, right? The reason why I became a coach wasn't because I wanted to be a coach. It's because I naturally live here. I naturally see the potential in individuals. I naturally know how to, show them their blind spots or support them through, moments of challenge and help them see the winner in them. And I love it. Like, it makes me feel good. And that feel good really does turn back to me as well and go, well, shit, you could do it for them, so you can do it for you. Right. And so number 3, I'm just inviting you to take a look around in your network, take a break from yourself. If there's somebody else that you could be supporting right now to be more confident in their life, to get through a challenge, go for it. And then pay attention to how you did that and the fact that you did do that, and realize that you have the ability to work through things, to work through challenges, and to support yourself as well as others to get on the other side of it. Really important. Number 4, this is really fun. Okay, so I love Rocky, my life hero. I love, I grew up with my siblings. Like, we were big into martial art movies like Bloodsport, movies like Braveheart. I love The Gladiator. These are all movies about, heroes, warriors, champions at battle, right? And in these stories, you witness a lot of, just hardship that they go through, but you also witness how they keep getting up and they keep going forward, and they eventually get on the other side. It's less even about the outcome of their win or whatever happened in the story. It was more about how they lived in that process that got them through the challenge. That is really, really inspiring to me. It's really, really infectious energy. So, like, straight up, I like to put on, clips of movies or even soundtracks. Going back to the 10K run, I will tell you, I have Rocky 4 on repeat so often, because I literally can imagine, the scene where he's just like in Russia and he's got the log on his back and he's, running up the mountain in the deep snow, and he's just relentless in that training montage. It's so my heart literally swells when I think about it. And so it's really kind of piggybacking off of this energy of a warrior in battle who gets to the other side. So if there's any kind of movie or soundtrack, I mean, this is more fun, but it's genuinely what I do to get me through a battle. And here's the thing. Challenge and self-confidence, they're married to each other, right? So I'm talking a lot about like getting through challenge. And this whole conversation is around self-confidence. And the reason for that is because they go hand in hand. There's no handouts to badassery. You are not going to be truly owning self-confidence if you're not truly testing it or being tested there, right? How do you get tested? Through challenge. You got to know that you're capable. That's why it's one of my favorite words. I think it's so sexy to be someone who is capable. I want to put more emphasis on this before I wrap out of this episode. You guys, very confident women, but I cannot tell you, how often there are days where I wake up and, my self-confidence is being poked at. And for the most part, this is coming from a place of, because I'm building my business. And so there's a lot of things that are kind of out of my control that, I'm in the process and I'm waiting for that, or I'm, and it's like, but even in my personal life, there could be things that, test my confidence straight up. Going back and replaying so many of the challenges that I have lived and I have lived through honestly, and I have won, always reminds me of the woman that I am, that I am fucking capable, that I am strong, and that I am resilient. And if I could do it then, I can do it now. This really helps to pivot my mindset and pivot my emotion and keep me in this place of self-trust, self-confidence, courage, and ultimately to keep moving towards the fights and moving through the challenges that I'm living in my life from a solution-based mindset, from a mindset that says, I'm fucking worth it. I'm going for it. I'm not going to stop till I get it. And no matter what happens, I know that I'm just going to keep learning until I get to the thing that I want to actualize, achieve, receive, win, all of it, right? So I hope that some of this supports you, even just taking in the energy and reminding you that, yes, you fucking can. You know, whatever you're experiencing right now in your life that is giving you a hard time, that is making you, self-doubt and worry come into the picture right now and poke at you and make you wonder whether or not you're going to be able to make it to the other side. I'm here to fucking tell you, yes, you can. You got to believe in yourself. It's a lot easier to believe in yourself when you're seeking the fight, when you set yourself up on these challenges that you have control of, right? Or some even that you don't, but actually opting into them by saying that I'm worth it. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to give it a shot. And no matter what happens on the outcome, if I come up short, I'm just going to be better from it. And I'm going to keep getting back up and going towards it. You guys, it's so important to understand that you're fucking worth it and to operate from that perspective. So if this episode has supported you and really, inspired some ways that you can fortify your own self-confidence, please let me know. Share it up on your IG stories. Tag me, Roxy Look, Black Belt PD. The conversation continues in social media. So in the DMs and the comments, I love connecting with you guys and learning more about how episodes affected you and, just continuing the conversation. So stay connected with me there. I love hearing from you. One thing I want to mention before I end this episode, Queendom. You guys, I am launching my very first exclusive membership platform. I'm so excited about for women only. It's called Queendom. It's going to be launching soon. Queendom is a very empowered, non-toxic, because let's be real, social media is toxic in a lot of ways these days. It's a very empowered, positive community of women, high-minded women, where you are able to get support from these women, including myself, and you're going to have high-level content that's going to support you to continuously be fortifying your self-confidence, your courage, your self-love, your self-worth, your self-trust. I'm so excited to launch this space and invite you into it. So please sign up to get on the wait list. It's in the show notes, blackbeltbd.com. It's on the homepage. You'll be the first to know when Queendom is opening up for members to come in. And I can't wait. I am really looking forward to engaging with you incredible women in that space. So check it out, blackbeltbd.com. And last bit, please support this podcast by rating it and reviewing it, giving it a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Me and my team would so deeply appreciate it. It helps this podcast just get bigger and it helps me get even more incredible guests to share with you. And all of these guests are delivering stories and content that are going to continuously help you to kick ass in your life. So I thank you in advance for that support. You guys, I love you. Thank you for spending your time here with me. It is so appreciated, and I'm always looking forward to the next.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode, you guys. If you loved it, please share it on your social. Throw it up on your Instagram stories and tag me. I'm at Black Belt Beauty. I am also at Roxy Look, RoxyLook. I love connecting with you guys. This is a conversation that I want to just continue growing with you guys. So if you feel inspired to hit me up, do so in that space. I always enjoy hearing from you. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can do so by rating it and reviewing it via iTunes. It's such supportive help, you guys. It really helps the visibility of this podcast. So I appreciate and thank you in advance for doing that. And last but not least, if you are interested in starting your own podcast, or perhaps you already have one and you need help with, editing your audio and the production of it. I cannot recommend my producers enough. Resonate Recordings, you guys, they are the bomb. I rely on them. They are an absolute supportive tool to me and my podcast. So check them out and let them know that Black Belt Beauty sent you. And on that note, you guys, I'm signing off with all my love and always looking forward to catching you on the next.